Of course, it's my pleasure to welcome you all to 2020. Yes, this is the first edition of the year 2020. Happy New Year to you all out there. It's the year 2020, and of course, we all pray for good tidings and of course, God blessings. And the fact that all our set goals will be achieved in the year 2020. Once again, it's my pleasure to welcome you to another edition of Editors Forum. I am Rita Omodia. And of course, in this program, we get to discuss issues, front burners, headline stories that occurred during the week. And of course, last week we said a lot of things. We had a review of activities or rather top stories that made headlines in the year 2019. And finally, we are grateful to God that we are able to see the year 2020, and we have lots of expectations. And of course, we pray that 2020 will be better for Nigeria. We know that 2019 came with lots of hurdles, but we're leaving all that behind and we're peeping into the future and of course looking at how things can be better in the year 2020. I'll not be alone on today's edition of the show. Of course, I have my analyst in the house. Thank you very much, Yemi Saka, for joining us on the show.
It's nice to be here.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
I can see new themes in this new year.
I pray the year will be as beautiful as you are.
Oh, thank you. A man with nice words. All right. Thank you very much. Of course, you're welcome to the show, Kade Salako. Happy New Year.
Yeah, Happy New Year to you too. I saw you last year, right?
Yes, last year, right?
That was last year.
Even this your cap, I feel like. I think it's branding this new year in a different.
Still in the mood.
Still in the mood of festivities, right?
Fresh air. Yeah.
Okay, now by the size, another Kayode is feeling cool. Thank you very much for joining us.
Yes, Happy New Year, Nigerian viewers. Yes, definitely I got to feel cool because I know that we are having a promising year ahead.
Okay, I can see positivity.
Yeah.
I am Yemi Saka. I hope the cold is not. You know, people were saying that yes, we asked for Matam, but we didn't ask for Pro Max Plus. Well, but I hope you're enjoying the weather.
No, I'm not because I have some preconditions that makes this weather unfavorable for me. But with that, well, some people want it, they get it. You just have to abide by it, and it's God doing His will. You can't question it.
All right, thank you very much. Now, of course, let's quickly kickstart today's edition. We will also be looking, or rather taking a peep, or having 2020 in focus. I told you that we'll be having lots of expectations, and of course, as Yemi Saka and of course all the analysts, they talked about positivity in the year 2020. And the first New Year message we got was from President Muhammadu Buhari, of which he said, of course, wishing people a happy New Year and saying that he would not contest or rather leave office in the 2023 and will not contest in any future elections. The president said he's a strong believer of democratic principles and will promote and sustain them in Nigeria and across West Africa. He said he will be standing down in the 2023 and will not be available in any future elections, but promised to help strengthen electoral process both in Nigeria and across the region. He also itemized what his regime had done since 2015 and would do in the years ahead to improve power supply, build roads, houses for Nigerians, develop agriculture, diversify the economy, create jobs, combat terrorism, and promote democracy. But what was most striking to a lot of Nigerians was a statement saying that he would leave office in 2023. We know that there were also speculations that he might continue his tenure. If we recall last year, one of the major highlights was the 2019 general elections, which brought back President Muhammadu Buhari for his second term. And a lot of people were saying that, okay, there were news whether he would like to continue or not. But he said he would leave office in 2023 and would not contest in any future elections. In other words, he's done with contesting for elections. And that was what threw people quite off in his New Year message. So Yemi Saka, what did you see when you saw this message?
Well, by the virtue of the provision of the Constitution, he cannot seek office again unless the Constitution is amended.
Okay.
The amendment gives room for him to seek election, and is not the effect of the implementation is not backdated, so that's true. But I think it was a needless assurance from him.
Why?
It was needless because the Constitution, you cannot run against, you can't run fight against the Constitution you promised and you pledged to uphold. And if unless there's this strong move to amend the Constitution to give you room for such, and then you can start answering such questions. And meanwhile, there were moves by some people going to court and everything. I think there should have been strong actions, not utterances against such moves by people. So for me, it's just pure verbosity, trying to impress the people, trying to be an orator when it's not. For me, my personal opinion.
Okay, that's your own opinion. You felt that statement wasn't necessary. Kayode Salako, would you agree with him?
Well, I beg to differ a bit.
All right.
Because if it is, it wouldn't have been necessary. If not that it has become viral news that has been going viral. And you see, every gospel, whether good or bad, has a way of making converts. For that singular reason that it has been in the news, especially on social media, would always want to make a sensitive president, a conscious president, to come out to assure the people that, oh, this news that is going around, that I want to stay beyond 2023, it is not true. Let them hear it from the horse's mouth. So since it has been heard from his mouth, a lot of people out there, my brother should know that it's not everybody that is as mentally exposed as you are. There are certain news that I will hear now or read on social media that I wave it off. That definitely this can be true. But there are some people, once they see the news, in fact from the news headline, they won't even bother to read the body.
They make conclusions.
From the news headline, they conclude that is true. So we are in the era of the social media revolution, where you open your phone and you start reading different things, whether true or not. So if not because of the social media issue, I'm sure the President Muhammadu Buhari, I know, he behaves like a deaf airman, as if he doesn't know what is going on. That's what he behaves. Yes, so for him to have come out this time to say it is not true, and don't forget that Barrister Femi Falana of recent has been in the news, hammering on it, that there was a plot in the offing to extend President Muhammadu Buhari's tenure beyond 2023. And anything someone like Femi Falana holds on to, keeps talking about, definitely is bound to sink in the consciousness of many Nigerians. It might not be people like us. When he was saying it, I knew he was just using it, as part of his anger, because his client Jore was still held, behind the bars by the DSS or by the federal government. So Femi Falana was just using different things then to incite the international community and Nigerians against this government, especially for people to give him listening ears. So he kept on saying he was aware, he was in the know that a plot was going on for President Muhammadu Buhari to seek third term. It was after then that Garuba Shehu came out to reply him, saying, oh, don't mind him, it was an agreed an opposition governor, an aspirant who lost in the Ekiti, governorship election and all of that.
I think that shows going to jump into his shadow because Buhari lost the election like 3 times as well.
Well, that was the content of the press release Garuba Shehu gave out. Definitely he will have something to use against Falana too. So he too was presenting Falana as an opposition person to the government, just looking for anything to say to incite the people. So it was becoming a raging issue in Nigeria, and it was building a lot of converts against the good health of the government. So for President Muhammadu Buhari to have come out in his New Year broadcast to say it, that is to let you know that it has been a big issue in the presidency. So now that he has said it, I also believe him I believe that President Muhammadu Buhari does not have the plan to extend his tenure. He is supposed to be a man of integrity.
Okay.
That integrity mantra is on him. He knows what it means.
All right.
And he also knows what the former President Olusegun Obasanjo's image is still facing now concerning that third term thing. That it is still like a recurring issue hanging around that man's neck. Any little thing, if anybody wants to abuse Obasanjo now, they will say, look at him, the president that wanted to look for third term. So they were using this third term thing to harass.
In other words, it was necessary that President Muhammadu Buhari disputes this so-called rumor.
It is necessary because he himself knows that if he didn't come out to do that, it is not good for his integrity,
okay,
for his international image, international image, the image of his government, and it could keep building political agitation.
Okay, thank you very much.
He had to do it.
Thank you very much, Kayode Salako. We are still on the first segment, and we're looking at 2020 in focus, and we're looking at politics, and we're starting with President Muhammadu Buhari's New Year statement saying that he would not contest in the 2023 elections. And of course, the national chairman of the All Progressives Congress, that is Comrade Adams Oshiomhole, also had something to say, saying that APC will be stronger and better. Let's take a look at that package, and we'll be right back. All Progressives Congress, Comrade Adams Oshiomhole, says the party's leadership will ensure that APC in 2020 will be stronger, coherent and peaceful. Oshiomhole said although his leadership had made some mistakes since adoption of office, yet they will try to make amends to make the ruling party stronger than it used to be. He said the party, which comprises of many people, is bound to make mistakes, but that matter is the leadership capacity to talk through them and have them resolved. The party chairman dismissed condemnation of his leadership style, calling on his critics to consider his achievements first before condemning him. He said since his ascension of office, APC has won elections in Ekiti, Osun, and recently Kogi and Bayelsa states. Oshiomhole, however, admitted a loophole in the handling of the party's majority in the 8th National Assembly, which he said caused a discord between the legislature and executive, but was proud of APC's performance on the 9th legislature, where the party clinched all principal offices of both chambers.
And as a party, we are conscious of the fact that it is the performance of this president and of this government that will be the basis for approaching the electorate in 2023. And so we are clear that all our creative energy, whatever opinion, advice, observation that we have, all members of APC, rank and file and leadership level, must find time to reflect and contribute ideas on how to ensure that by this time, 2021, we will be able to look back and say, President said, I will deliver on X, Y, Z. At the end of the day, he did.
Oshiomhole also praised the Buhari-led administration for progress made so far in diversifying the economy through agriculture. He said with that, Nigeria will soon become self-sufficient in rice production. The APC chairman also dismissed insinuations that President Muhammadu Buhari is seeking to remain in office beyond 2023. He said the third-term controversies is fueled by the foremost opposition party, the PDP.
And I think that is what the President New Year message sought to do. And I'm surprised that there are people who wonder why should the president reassure Nigerians that he's not going to do third term. Because third term was planted by PDP. It is still in the subconsciousness of most Nigerians that the first Nigeria president tried to do third term, emptied the treasury to bribe members of the National Assembly, and since that president left, thanks to the National Assembly, no any other president has done 8 years in office. You recall that President Yar'Adua, unfortunately, has since joined his ancestors.
Oshiomhole was accompanied on the New Year visit to the president by members of the National Working Committee, including the National Publicity Secretary. All right, welcome back. You're still on to Editors Forum, exclusive to Galaxy Television, and we're taking a look at 2020. And right now, we're taking a look more in focus, the politics sector. And we talked about President Buhari's statement that he will not contest in the 2023 elections. Of course, you can join us on Facebook just at Editors Forum-Galaxy TV and drop your comments there. Okay, let's go back to you, Dr. Dayo Kayode. Of course, you've heard all their own analysis. Let's hear from you.
Yes, I will not disagree nor agree with either of them, but rather I want to go deep and deeper into the issue. If President Muhammadu Buhari should come out to say, look, I'm not going to contest again in 2023, yes, he has said it, I've heard, but I'm not going to sleep with my two eyes closed with that. Why am I saying this? Let us get the whole scenario conceptualized. In the first instance, after losing election, I think 2-3 times, he said he was done with the election in Nigeria. So people went to him, in quotes now, they went to him, and he was made to contest. And now, while campaigning for that first time, he was saying, okay, it's just one time I will use. It was in the dailies. Everywhere. We had him on the television saying it during his campaign that he will only use one term. But before the expiration of that first term, he started campaigning again for second term. I know we're reminding him, but oh boy, you said you're not going to contest for second term. Why are you now? But he never replied to today. Now, coming now to say, I will not contest for third term again. You know why I will not keep my two eyes closed while sleeping? There have been issues happening within the polity. One senator stood up and said, look, we got to amend this constitution. Because if you don't allow the executive to go for third term, it will be discriminatory. I went to my dictionary, Oxford Dictionary. I went to Thesaurus Dictionary to look at discriminatory. The thesaurus now told me some other words aside discriminatory. So I couldn't see a kind of correlation between allowing them to go for third term, constitutional provision, and that word discriminatory. To the extent that this person went to court and said, if you don't allow them, said, I will not agree. And the other senators are looking. And they're now trying, they even said at that time, that he wants to pass the bill as he gets changed the constitution for allowing president and the governors to go for third term. Now, bearing that in mind, how will anybody hear that word and then want to go to sleep? That is an issue. Secondly, APC as a party, a lot of problems are brewing now. I think my friend here, I'm not close to Aso Rock. He is close to Aso Rock. There are some sitting governors, even one I know, and I've had them justly now to become president in 2023.
And we're just in 2020.
There is another one who never performed as a governor, who at that time even coined CBN governor that he was planting rice in his state and then made one pyramid with planks. Now planted some bags of rice on it and see the whole pyramid was rice. It was just I said there was one. Don't let us leave that one alone. Also Jocelyn. There are some other leadership of APC saying yes, I want to. So I really don't know how my dear brother, the socialist Marxist former governor, will handle that. How he's going to handle that in APC, I don't know. In fact, I'm getting fed up. Because rather than not seeing administration now, rather than not seeing performance now from our elected officials, I can see 2020 as going to be full of jostling for political positions. So politicking has started now. It's going to be nothing like administration again. I can bet to you. Let us wait and see. what 2020 will portend. He was saying at the end of 2020, we say, yes, this is what we have done, this is what we have done, this is what we have done. I want to wait for that. God will spare our lives for that 2021 to come. And then let us see what APC will be able to achieve. Okay, mark you. Some people might be saying I'm anti-APC. You should check my Facebook this morning. I saw one post I made some 8 years ago as regards administration of GEJ when he increased fuel. I said, no, it's not that you reduce it. Take it back to 65 where it was, and then ensure that there is electricity. I reposted it this morning. So it's not about party politics or whatever, but rather what exactly is happening within our country, because we want a better Nigeria.
Okay, quickly.
Yes, let me just quickly add this. That you see, democracy is about politicking. And democratic governance. In democratic governance,
democracy is about service.
Democracy is not only about service.
It is mostly your service, not
democracy is made up of 3 elements: the politics, the electioneering, and the governance.
And then which one takes precedence?
The three are, must run together to produce democratic governance. And out of these 3, the most powerful among them is the politics. That is why you see that.
Which, according to you, involves politicking.
Is that what?
Which, according to you, involves politicking.
Yes.
And we should not disturb service to the people.
It does not disturb service. You see, the people of the governors in those states we are talking about are not the ones sitting here now complaining that their governors are now politicking. They've now abandoned governors. No. Whether we like it or not, politicians will be politicians. And that consciousness to play politics will always be there. But the fact of the matter is this.
Okay, just wait.
You see, the part of the matter is this. You said President Muhammadu Buhari, had been saying he will not do it. At the end of the day, he will do it.
Yes or no?
Yes. But was it within his constitutional right or not?
Yes, There's what we call constitution. There's what we call constitution. There's what we call integrity.
Let me tell you something.
Sincerity of purpose.
In the game of power, sometimes you allow your ambition to override
your integrity.
That is if it is. To positivity.
That means your risk can make you to go and steal. Your risk can make you to go and steal.
Let me conclude what I want to say, please.
Quickly.
You see, when President Muhammadu Buhari says, I won't go again, and he goes, it is what the Constitution allows it.
All right.
But this issue of totem.
That's why we are not believing him.
This issue of totem.
The Constitution does not allow it, so he will not go.
This issue of totem. The Constitution does not allow it. The Constitution has not been amended. Obasanjo tried it.
How about the APC man?
If Obasanjo could do have his way, there is no way this could be a reality. Yes, it is normal in democracy for people to come out. Let me tell you this. Even for 2023, you now see people on social media calling some people to come and contest, campaigning for some aspirant already. Whereas those aspirants have not even come out to declare their ambitions. You see people. So it is normal in democracy for people to say, oh, we believe in this man. He has done the first term, he's doing the second term well. Why don't we advocate for him if it could be possible?
I apologize.
If it is possible. This is not possible because it is constitutional.
Let's quickly hear from Yemi Saka. Quickly.
It's not possible.
Let me give the back out this Alako. He's actually giving me an idea of the limits of what Muhammadu Buhari can achieve as a man and as a president. He said if Obasanjo could not achieve, that means Obasanjo could not achieve, he forgets it. No matter the magic of Muhammadu Buhari, he cannot and he will not. Using his words and his, or semantics and syntax. Now, for me, I'm moving away from the total or no total. We're waiting for them. The God of the God that was alive, that was the same yesterday, today, will still be the same forever. That they allow that thing fly the other time is not dead. They will spend money if they want, if they have to. The people will collect money if they need to. But I want to point something out.
Buhari won't go into it.
You are not Buhari. So
he's not interested. I know it.
You are not.
Okay, quickly, just give your point.
No people talk.
He has said it. He has come up to say with his mouth. Somebody has come up with his mouth to say, I'm not interested.
Okay, let me cite an instance.
So how is he
Buhari with his mouth on the national TV, said he has to call all the petroleum engineers and economists to tell him what is subsidy, who is subsidizing who. And under Muhammadu Buhari now, we are now spending over 300% what we used to spend.
I want to believe such a person.
Let me give you simple economics. When there's an increase in cost of production, it trickles down, it spreads over. When there's a reduction in cost of production, naturally there should be a drop in price. Now, the major determinant of cost, there should be the cost of determinant for the cost of pump price of crude oil, PMS, is the benchmark is the crude oil. Now the price of crude oil dropped in the international market. By virtue of that means the pump price of petroleum, PMS, and other petroleum products should drop. But what do you have? You removed subsidy on paper. Then Nigeria was spending about like 300 million naira daily on subsidy.
Okay.
But as we speak today, under Muhammadu Buhari, we spend 774 million naira daily on petroleum, some sort of petroleum products, PMS alone. And as that means every local government is entitled to 1 million naira from that. After you've increased the pump price to over 56.
Okay.
So you want now to believe such, sorry my choice of words, a liar.
No, I think we have to be careful our choice of words. Now you mentioned Yemi Sakano. I have a word for you.
You didn't understand.
It is
when
wrong.
you say something and you don't say by it, what is the definition?
If you are in power,
What is the
the
definition?
constitution allows you to do something, it is possible for you to do it.
What is the definition of what you are doing now?
This one.
Yemi Salako is talking.
One house.
Is that right?
Okay, I have a question for you.
Is that right?
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Dr. Kayode, and of course, the two Kayodes, in fact. Thank you. Now, Yemi Sakano, I have a question for you. We're talking about we're talking about 2020 in politics. Yeah. This is President Muhammadu Buhari in the All Progressive Congress. Now, we're talking about the issue of integrity, what politics entails, politicking, democracy, and the rest. And now, of course, former President Olusegun Obasanjo, I believe I'm starting correct, was in the People's Democratic Party. Now, how do you see the PDP as a strong opposition party? We know that a lot of rumors are saying that the politics we have in Nigeria is just one party, just moving from one party to the other, but they still have the same ideologies. So are we not still going round the same ideologies, whether it is the APC or the People's Democratic Party?
I'm eager to respond to you because I've said it oftentimes, and I'll say it again. PDP as a party didn't fail Nigeria and Nigerians while in office for 16 years.
Okay.
PDP has failed, is failing, and is continually failing, and will probably still fail Nigeria.
PDP has failed?
Yes, as opposition.
Sure.
Okay, yes, all right.
Because there are a lot of issues that PDP should have made front runners issues to put this government on the down the tools. It's not about taking over or getting power from them, but tasking them to provide Nigerians good governance.
Service.
As an opposition party.
Opposition is not necessarily about getting into power. Because some people that were so strong in opposition, they got to power, they became confused. And we are still paying the price till today. So it's not about getting into power that I want people. I have ties with PDP. I have friends with PDP. And I keep telling you that PDP has failed Nigerians from 2015 to this, and it's still failing, and probably will still fail us beyond 2023.
And why is that?
Because they're not giving us the demonstrated opposition. APC knows they can come up with anything and go away with it. I will cite you an instance. I read the Independence, the New Year's message, a broadcast of letter by President Buhari to Nigerians, and it was attacking the 78th Assembly about not passing the budget yes. Because they want to score cheap political points. And I keep wondering, why is this guy living in denial? Now, there's a very, you see, for you to know that we really have a rubber stamp National Assembly, or guys that instead of spending 37 billion or whatever, renovating their language, they should try to get resource materials on how to be legislators. The appropriation act stipulates that the financial year starts January 1st and then December 31st. Or the life cycle of a budget, appropriation act when it comes into play, when it's decided to go. The 2018 or 2019 appropriation act is still in existence by virtue of that act. Did anybody at that National Assembly move a motion to suspend that act before they start passing this one? Maybe we are just in a hurry just to score.
But you see it as a problem. But you see it as a problem not having a strong opposition party in Nigeria.
We celebrate comedy as strong governmental actions, and it's annoying.
Okay, all right. Okay, we'll have to.